What's up everybody, this is 13 with Superior Mobile by 13, and today I'm going to be showcasing my 2011 Nissan Juke, which is officially for sale. For the last 7 years, this has been my show car, work truck, and outdoor adventure vehicle. This is meant to be an overview video of all of the features and modifications to this car, since it is certainly one of one. So I'm not going to dive too deep into the specifics on the modifications. There are other videos on those. This is just an overview so that a potential buyer can see what they're getting before coming to see it in person. I'm going to try just go component by component, but there's a lot of parts to it, so let's just start on the outside. These are the gator lights. These have been taken apart and completely painted interior a blue. The badge for the Nissan emblem has been shaved, painted blue. That has been painted blue. This grille assembly is technically a custom combination of parts from 3 different Jukes to give it a very unique one-of-one look. This lower valance area has been painted both a blue and a black up on there, so that matches and blends in. Those are the Morimoto XB LED fog lights. There are dual trumpet horns right there. There's a hidden compressor up there, and so that has a very loud horn. These headlights are something special in and all of themselves, but what you do need to know as a general user is that it is a street legal 50-watt HID projector setup, so it has amazing headlight output that is tuned. It also has addressable LED arrays on the inside, so it does start up and shut down animations. It has a white driving light mode and integrated animated sequential turn signals. It also has demon eyes, if that is of interest to you. Moving around the vehicle, obviously all of this trim has been painted blue. It's been done for a long time. It was done properly, so it's no longer a raw black plastic finish. These have been smoked out. Should also mention out of order that these are all LED bulbs, and that's also LED bulbs. The wheels are TE37 knockoffs, so they're about the same weight as the stock wheels, but they have been painted a gloss black with an accent blue stripe. The calipers are painted blue as well. The brake pads are ceramic pads on drilled and slotted rotors. The suspension has been upgraded. It's got the Bilstein shocks and everything in there has been replaced, so that's great. I do have spiky lug nuts, and these guys are standard little lug nuts, so these unscrew off and then you can use a standard little 19 mil on there. Car does have mud flaps, also painted to match. All of that's painted. Everything back here is about the same. Upgraded suspension, brakes, rotors, wheels. These side mirrors are another really cool thing. These are off of a 2nd generation Nissan Juke, and they have been modified, taken apart, and the interior is painted blue and a switchback LED strip installed in there. So these are running light white and blink amber with the turn signal. The windshield is a 3M crystalline 70% full tint, which basically means that you can't tell that it's tinted. It does not offer any visual detriment, however it blocks all the UV rays and keeps the interior really cool. I do have a very large piece of vinyl that covers from there to there, and that keeps all of the sunlight from coming in from the top there. I think it's nice. It's not for everyone. This piece of plastic all along here, which is again that raw exposed black plastic, has been sanded and primed and painted so that it is gloss black, which just basically means that it isn't going to break down over time. Both the side windows and the rear window are all 30% tint, which is 100% legal. I have the Thule or Thule roof rack. This is the Aeroblade in black. Obviously it can come on and off at your discretion, but this is one of the best roof racks that you can possibly get. This car does have the sunroof. I never used it, but it does work 100%. Moving around the car to the back, these are the 2nd generation taillights, which are much more rare. Full LED bulb conversions, everything inside of there. This license plate valance has been shaved, so there's no Nissan emblem there. Also, the Juke emblems have been removed from the vehicle. These lower reflectors have been smoked out, along with the upper third brake light has been smoked out. However, so that means that that light can still shine through. The rear wiper blade has been replaced with this plug, so that's been shaved off. The lower section of the bumper obviously has been removed and painted as well. The exhaust is 100% custom made. It's technically straight pipe, but it's actually a 2-foot resonator instead of a muffler, and a 4-foot resonator underneath the vehicle, and everything else is straight. It is a completely catless system, so I would severely not recommend this car in a state with emissions testing. The radio antenna on the top has been shaved off as well and replaced with that plug, so this car does not have radio in case you need that in your life. I'd be surprised surprised though. It should be mentioned that this car had clear coat cancer from the day that I bought it, so this door and this door are affected by that. As long as you keep it waxed, it doesn't matter, but you can definitely tell that there is a difference between this matte finish and that clear coat right there. So a large portion of both doors have a missing clear coat essentially. Front tires have been replaced very recently. That one's smoked, that I've already covered. This is all about the same. Okay, let's talk about what's underneath the hood. As you can see, there's a lot of blue stuff. Everything under the hood has been powder coated this matching blue. The hood prop has been powder coated blue. This is catch can number 1 and oil catch can number 2. Both of those have been plumbed in and do a great job of removing oil from the air that's moving around inside this engine since it is direct injected. I have the limited, non-existent now MannyMount, so that's a solid billet aluminum upper mount. That is the Injen strut bar that has been painted a two-tone with a lifted lettering of Superior Mobile by 13. This is a one-of-one pipe that comes off of the turbo and then starts leading into the Forge intercooler setup. This is the Forge front mount intercooler, which is, in my opinion, the best intercooler that was ever made for this vehicle. So upgraded intercooler and piping for that. So this is the GoFastBits blow-off valve right there. I have the 2J Racing upgraded hoses that go all throughout the engine bay, and then also these really nice upgraded hoses that go everywhere else. Those products, by the way, have been debranded for a cleaner look. The battery is this super powerful Stinger SPP1300, and all of the aftermarket electronics run through a single fuse right there, and also another fuse right there. One is for the alarm system, and another is for the lighting system modifications. This is the Injen cold air intake and auxiliary pipe right there. There is the skid plate underneath the vehicle that is bolted on rather than just screwed into place. Recently I replaced the clutch and flywheel and pressure plate, and I did all of that with upgraded components, so it's got a lot of good power transmission but also good for daily driver. This engine is tuned with UpRev from a local tuner, so we're putting about 230 horsepower to the wheels, which is about 60 horsepower over stock. Runs reliably, really fun to drive. It's a beast. It's a lot of fun. Let's talk about some of the interior stuff. First of all of the doors, the roof, and the floor have all been sound deadened. I'm going to open up all the doors to hopefully get as much light in as possible. The door panels themselves are factory. These are the Arc Audio Arc Series 6.5-inch components. So we have the woofers in the doors, the crossovers will be hidden somewhere in the kick panels, and tweeters up in the dash. So upgraded stereo system, all LED lighting up here. You can see the Bluetooth mic is mounted right there. That's the vinyl strip that helps prevent any of that unnecessary light coming in. Again, there's a sunroof that I never use, but it's there and it works. The steering wheel, I absolutely love the steering wheel. This is an aftermarket carbon fiber steering wheel, and it's got a flat bottom on it. Really nice steering wheel. The radio is the old Sony flagship model, the 712 HD. And then integrated down here, I've got a USB port. You can see there's a little flash drive in there, and so you can watch movies or media or whatever you want through that radio. There's another USB port that is currently plugged into the glove box, and that's where I plug my phone into. That's the glove box. It works. I don't know. It's a glove box. The one thing painted on the interior is this trim ring right here. I have the black center console instead of the red one, and all of the door panels are the black inserts instead of the red ones. That's what the passenger door looks like, just in case you were curious. Domo is not included. As far as the back of the car is concerned, this is where it starts turning into a work truck as well as an outdoor adventure vehicle, which is absolutely phenomenal for long road trips or camping or backpacking adventures, or just simply hauling a bunch of stuff around town like a full-sized SUV. So it does have a backseat delete with plenty of storage compartments there. Here's what it looks like from the side, plenty of storage. The rear door panels have a little bit of scratches and stuff on it from hauling stuff, Domo not included. Here's the other door panel for reference, again, Domo not included. Here's the view from the other side, looking pretty good. Got these Husky Liner waterproof floor mats that go all around for driver, passenger, and rear. Here's looking at the passenger seat. All the upholstery is in great condition. There's no tears or holes or anything like that. Driver seat as well is in really surprisingly good condition. However, I will say that there's a little bit of starting to, it's not worn, but it's starting to glaze or gloss over on this side. I don't know, man, but it's not a new car. I've got the OEM JUKE rubber mat in the back here, and when we take this out, you can see what I've built underneath it. Once I've removed the mat, you can see how large and flat open area we've got for storage or transporting of stuff. There are these hooks, and then you just lift up and you can see all of the storage space that's underneath it. And the same deal on this side. When you lift up, you can see that there's another huge amount of space in there. So much more storage than a standard JUKE, and honestly more storage than a standard SUV. It's also the 2J Racing Downpipe there, and it does have a welded on bung for an additional O2 sensor if you are inclined to add a fuel air ratio meter or something like that. That's a boost control solenoid that's been upgraded to the MAC valve. There's an upgraded wastegate that's back there that you can barely see, but it is color matched, so it's black and blue. This thing does have a fully integrated remote start alarm system in it from CompuStar with a two-way LCD screen, so when you lock it, it knows and it'll tell you, and then when you unlock it, it'll tell you. Again, a two-way LCD. This, like I said, is remote start, so by pressing and holding this, this is the first Nissan JUKE manual transmission to ever have a remote start involved on it. I designed that system. It is safely integrated with the car, and it works. So, and then we'll have some blinking lights that are gonna happen. Ta-da! That's, and then this will tell you right here, it's got a 15-minute runtime. For the record, this also has the ability to do turbo timer and such, but I did not have a turbo timer set up on this thing. And you can see the startup and shutdown animations that are on the headlights, and you've now seen the fog lights and those parking lights and those side mirror lights all activated, so you know what it looks like. And even though I just showed you all those features by remote starting it, I just want to be clear that those are features that happen even when you normally start the car. And this is what the turn signal looks like. So we got a blinker there, blinker there, blinker there that goes sequential, and then also a blinker that is right in the fender well itself. So obviously very safe to do a turn signal. I love that very much. And for the record, this addressable array, when you log in through Blue Ghost with an app on your phone, you can control the color and the animation and all sorts of other fun things. So that about concludes the car, I believe. So let's talk about some of the added goodies that are going to come with it. This Thule bike rack, which is powder coated to match and painted gloss black, and it has a key for it as well. This is going with the car because it goes to that roof rack, and that roof rack goes to the car. I also have a bunch of leftover blue paint, so that will be included. Other weird bits and bobs like the center caps to those wheels, those will be included. And I have so much paperwork from so many of the parts of all of the things that are on this vehicle, including receipts, and it's just so much stuff. So this is information on the wiring for the remote start. This is the original Carfax, so I've still got that. This is information on the roof rack and all of the manuals for the roof rack stuff. So basically, if there was an instruction manual or receipt or something for the parts that went on this vehicle, it's going to be in this folder, and that goes with the car. Also, this vehicle's history has been extremely well documented. So basically, since the time I purchased the vehicle, all of the work that's been done to it has been documented, although in a slightly informal way of me just handwriting it all out, but it's got the mileage, the date, and the modification or improvement on there on 3 pages now of work. The very last thing is the oil change. Okay, I know some people like to see this, so I'm gonna push in the clutch, and then I'm gonna push my little start button. And voila, that is the vehicle starting, and you can see all that right there. We're currently at 176,730 on the mileage, and I have always put premium gas in this, never any regular. I love this car so very much, and I hope that the next owner can appreciate the amount of time and effort that's gone into modifying it and making it into this one-of-one very unique vehicle. It's a lot of fun to drive, it's a lot of fun as a work truck, it's a lot of fun as an outdoor adventure companion. It does so many things so very well. And I've been asked a billion times, why am I selling it? It's because it's time to move on to a new project. It is very heartbreaking, but it's time for me to move on, and I'm ready to buy a new car, and I'm going full electric. So I think this is about the epitome of the awesomeness that you can get out of an internal combustion engine, but I'm ready to move on onto something else. So if you're interested in acquiring my Jukeys, by all means, I'm gonna have some contact information in the video description. Start there, please. Thanks for watching. This is 13 with Superior Mobile. You have yourselves a wonderful day. See ya.